Time to get your streaming devices ready, load them up and press play. It's time to Netflix and chill with Tom and Reuben.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation for a different podcast.
Yes, it is.
So, welcome to Netflix and Chill.
Right.
I'm Reuben.
And I'm Tom.
And today, boys and girls, is going to be interesting. Now, I know we promised you...
What are we doing here?
I know we promised you Pulp Fiction.
Was this going to come out first and then?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna release these in the order we're recording this?
Yeah.
All right, then.
So this was going to be the Pulp Fiction episode. I promise you, we are recording the Pulp Fiction episode tonight, and I have a feeling we're going to be shitty wasted by the time that happens.
I'm fairly sober now.
Yeah.
There's a real good chance I'm going to be hammered by the time we watch Pulp Fiction.
Right. So we were approached by a production company called
TriCoast
Films.
Yes, or
And-
TriCoast Studios. something like that.
Yeah. And they're out of Texas, I'm guessing, because it looked like, because on their Vimeo, it looked like there was a ton of like shit, and it's all Texas related.
Oh, okay. I did not go that far and look into it.
So they approached us, and they're like, "Hey, we got a movie coming out. It drops for download.
They're
I think today."
They're gonna love it. Us two fucking
Oh,
morons.
they obviously did not listen to the. Look, we apologize, in advance, but we really, really are appreciative that you've reached out to us.
Absolutely.
If you know what, just don't take this one episode as a base. Like, if you want, we will definitely watch your movies for sure.
Yeah.
But they gave us an opportunity to preview and review their movie called The Boonies.
The Boonies, right?
Which is the title's loosely based on The Goonies.
Yes,
And they even mentioned
actually
that
make
in-
reference.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we watched this movie. We're not going to do a commentary track on it like we usually do. We're just going to kind of talk
Well, mostly
about
because it's not released.
Yeah, it's
but-
not released,
right.
and we're having enough technical issues tonight as it is. So, but yeah, they just wanted us to review it and talk about it, so that's what we're here to do tonight. So, you want to give us the rundown of?
Sure. So there was a series, I guess, and I don't
wondering
even
if it was
know
a
where
web
it aired,
series.
If it was a web series, I think it was a web series
Probably.
It was in 2017 called the Boonies, and this is the feature film version of that, or the feature film, I guess, continuation of the series.
Possibly, yes.
Essentially, the story
Because it did
is-
feel like there was some stuff that was missing.
like we should have known. Although they did the movie did do a really good job of filling in the backstory. So you didn't really need to see the series. You kind
True.
of got the gist of it. But the backstory basically is these five kids grew up together. They were best of friends, and they called themselves the Boonies
Right.
until because they were from Boone, Texas.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
They were from Boone, Texas, and one of the kids' fathers was a big fan of the movie The Goonies.
Yes.
So they called themselves the Boonies, and then as they grew up, they grew apart, and they grew into different versions of high school stereotypes. Right?
Yeah.
The cheerleader, the jock, the
nerd,
the whatever. Right?
The ugly chick that got hot. Who
Right.
they just referred to as basically Tits McGee through the whole movie.
McGee through the whole movie. Yes, yeah.
And then there was what the kind of soft-spoken nerdy kid, not like the nerdy kid, but he was kind of
Right.
like the soft-spoken he
He was really the nerd. He was more like just a regular guy.
Yeah,
he was just a
like
regular nobody knew him.
he is the
kinda guy.
Breckenmeyer of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very Breckenmeyer.
Yes, good comparison. Yeah.
He's the straight guy and whatnot. Not like he's definitely heterosexual, but he's also like the straight man.
Right. Yeah. That's a good comparison. Yeah, and I would like to go on record and say I would be happy to review any movies, and I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. I would be happy to review anything that comes out like this. I'll be straight at this point. This was not my cup of tea. This was not, but this isn't the type of movie that I would watch anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if this was
isn't
our
my
target
movie.
market.
No.
Although, like, it in the description that was sent to me, it was a murder mystery, which made it sound a little bit interesting, kind of, because, we do a lot of horror movies and whatnot, so.
Right. Yeah, this to me felt like it was somewhere in between. I'm not a big fan of sophomore humor, right? I know we enjoy some of that every now and then.
We're Kevin Smith fans.
I like Kevin Smith. I like, but I don't view Kevin Smith as sophomore humor. I think stuff like Clerks and stuff like, oh God, I can't even remember that. Holy shit!
What?
The other big one with Affleck and actually all of them, right? Whatever it is.
Which one are you? Oh, Mallrats?
No, not Mallrats. The chick's in the name.
Dogma?
No, not Dogma.
Jane Silent Bob Strike Back?
No. What was the first one?
Clerks?
Clerks? I don't remember.
Chasing
God
Amy.
damn it.
Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy. Thank you. Jesus.
Yeah, that wasn't so much garbage. That wasn't as like
it's
normal
not
dick and fart.
When I think sophomore humor, I think stuff like American Pie or stuff like
Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait. What was the one we watched?
The one where the guy cut his dick off? Yeah.
The Package. I'm not a huge fan of that. And this kind of felt
that's
like it
because
was
we're not
bordering on
teenagers.
that. Right. So, so that's why I say this wasn't really. I'm not the right target for this. That's for sure.
No, we are definitely not the target market for this movie. But that doesn't mean that folks that are out there listening are,
Sure.
Wait, that came out the wrong way.
Folks that are listening out there might
enjoy
right
this type of
target
movie.
for
Yes,
this movie,
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Man, this is really, really. Does it seem like it's coming through really loud?
I'm okay. I mean, it is loud. But
Well, you're half deaf too.
yeah, probably. Yeah, it's from standing in front of speakers for
Yeah.
25 years. So I'll just jump right into this.
Sure.
Here is my primary, I would say, primary critique of this movie.
Well, we didn't even really talk about it much.
Well, we did. We talked about it.
Well, no,
what do you want to say? All right, go ahead.
No. So basically, like the whole premise of the movie is one of the kids dies.
Right.
But yet he
Well, we don't want to
leaves-
spoil
Well,
anything.
No.
either, so don't
And
spoil.
he-
This is one we're not going to spoil.
Right. So one of the characters dies, but he leaves like a one last go bouts of a like a
He records a video that's like a treasure map kind of thing.
Right.
Clues to a treasure. Very much in the style of the Goonies.
yeah much very
Right?
yeah. And so they have to go on a series of they have to follow a series of clues in order
Right.
to win $1 million+.
Right. And then of course there's just silliness that happens in between there.
Right.
Or whatever. And,
Right.
yeah. Okay. So can I continue now?
Please do.
So here's my primary issue. I don't know who this movie is targeted for.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the one hand, this feels very, it feels almost very Spy Kids tweeny type of thing where
It was very
it's Goonies, like it has that very tween type of feel to it on the one hand, yet on the other hand, there's enough sophomoric and enough dirty jokes in it that it kind of makes it feel like it should be something, like it should be more of the like American Pie.
Right. It just straddled the line but never really chose a side.
Right.
It was like they didn't really swear throughout the movie. Like
She said effin'.
effin'.
She never swore. She said effin' and mofos multiple times, and I actually made note of that.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that like really got me is like they didn't say they said ass. I think once.
They said ass and
Tits was used quite
Right.
often, and she
Right.
did have some quite luscious tits.
she did.
She did.
She's actually very attractive. She's in Halloween.
Oh, was she really? Like
Yeah.
the remake that just came out?
She's in
with the Jamie Lee Curtis?
I believe so. I've seen her in one of them, and I remember I didn't recognize her right away because she looks very different in this,
Sure.
and I forget her name. It's like Ali or Ali Markham or Markle or something. I don't remember. You're looking it up. Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing her in a Halloween, and that's the thing though. It's like you said, it straddles the line between this like tween and apple pie sophomore thing. Like if you're going for the 18 to 25-year-old crowd, then go for the 18 to 25-year-old crowd.
You know what it
I
was?
want tits and
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I thought.
Fuck and whatever.
Right. Here's my thoughts on it. It reminded me. It was like a show that wanted to be a PG-13 show, but their parents wouldn't let them say shit.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Like,
That's
because they didn't even use shit. And God, you could turn on FX right
Did
now.
they use shit?
No, never.
Okay, I did not notice if there was shit or not.
I am definitely one to find out whether or not there's somebody swearing on a program.
You know what? We did one I thought of after I watched this.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to kind of figure out where this landed. And remember when we did Mandy Lane?
Yeah.
So this had some of that feel to it too, where because Mandy Lane was kind of corny. It was mediocre acted. It was
just a weird plot.
It was a weird plot. It didn't really make any sense, but you didn't care.
Right, because it was watchable.
It was watchable. It was suspenseful. There was enough gore and actual adult humor in it that made it continue to be watchable. This never, to me, got across that line where, like, all the tit jokes just fell flat to me.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough. I don't know.
Andy Matichak.
Andy Matichak. I knew it was an A and an M. I thought it was Allie, but it was Andy.
And she was in the newest Halloween film.
Okay, there you go. But it never really.
Oh, she was in Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. Thank you. Yeah.
I did not know that. Maybe I did see her tits and just didn't know.
You might have if she was in Orange is the New Black.
It's very possible.
Yeah,
well, she was only in one episode.
The other one,
called Finger in the Dike.
Well,
it's kind of on brand.
There you go. That's more on brand for this podcast than this movie was. Yeah, it just never. I don't know. It never crossed it. Like all of the quote unquote dirty jokes
were like dirty if you're in 8th grade.
Right. They were funny because you made fun of some girl's boobs. Oh, she's got big boobs. Ha ha ha.
Right. She didn't have big boobs. Now she's got big boobs. But she was like dumb, but with photographic memory, which made no sense.
Well, and she like overacted the shit out of everything, which I think was intended because they're all supposed to be. All the characters are supposed to be extreme stereotypes, right?
Oh, and they totally were. Like, well, the hot goth chick,
who was in a bunch of like kids stuff. By the way,
was she really?
Yeah. I haven't seen her in stuff, but I looked her up. I looked her up on IMDb.
And dance camp. Well,
she's in a bunch of like kiddie type stuff. Anyway,
well, she's only been in 4 things, but yeah. But yeah, mostly like looks like it's been like kids stuff. But like, so yeah, her name was like Eloise, but she changed it to Electra. And she's cute, you know. Well, and then Jameson. Well, let's name the bad kid Jameson after whiskey.
That was just silly.
I think was Chuck the
Chuck
cowboy?
Was the cowboy,
and he was dumb as fuck.
Which he was supposed to be dumb as fuck because he was playing the dumb jock.
But it was dumb as fuck to the point of being obnoxiously annoying. And then like. Continuity errors drive me up a wall. Well, at the beginning of the movie, he vomits in his hat, pours it out, wears the hat through the rest of the fucking movie, and then in the scene later in the movie, he takes the hat off. Doesn't have chunks in his hair or nothing like that.
Took the hat off before they took a shower because he didn't want to get the hat wet. I'm like, dude, you threw up in it a half hour ago.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was wasted drunk at the very beginning of it. And I'm like, okay.
Now, I will say that didn't bother me as much because adrenaline can do a lot of things, and you could be very, very wasted drunk. And I mean, I've been in a number of situations where I've been
driving home from this podcast.
Sometimes driving home, absolutely hammered. I never drive home from this podcast hammered. But I've been in situations where I've been absolutely hammered, and like somebody in a bar gets into a fight, or a friend of mine gets into a fight at the bar, and immediately the adrenaline starts flowing, and it's that fight or flight. And it's like all of a sudden I feel sober, at least for 20 minutes.
Well,
so I get that.
My big thing with this was that, like, yes, there were all these stereotypes, but like the goth girl Electra, her boyfriend Jameson, like they kept like, oh, he's gonna murder people, but no reason why. Like most of the time, like
that didn't make any sense.
Most of the time, like if there's like a character like that, there's a build up. They explain what's going on. And look, I'm all about somebody just showing up and murdering people. That's fine.
Yeah,
in a movie,
I'm okay with
a movie, not in real life. That's some bullshit.
Right.
But like in a movie, I get it. Like okay, in a movie,
watch it on screen.
Yeah, right. But just I needed some backstory. Tell me about what has proven this guy to be such a psychopath, aside from the fact that like he was obsessed over the Electra chick.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I found his character silly, and I found the biker gang silly. I just found
the biker gang was like it was non-existent.
It was like 4 people, and like 2 of them were chicks with baseball bats. It was just weird. It was it.
Like they did not tie into the rest of especially and they weren't even bikers. They were a truck gang.
Well, and this is where I say this was
like, look, if you were supposed to be exploiting all of the tropes of a teen movie, you fucking hit it out of the park.
Out of the park. And if you were trying to make a comedy mystery for 10-year-olds,
it might have worked.
You might have worked, but then you needed to keep all the boob and the penis jokes out of it.
Dude, when He's My Girl came out, it was a great movie.
Right.
And at the end, you got to see her titties. But it was clean enough throughout most of the rest of the movie.
And this is like I'm saying, this was my biggest problem with this movie is if you wanted to make this for 10 to 12 to 13-year-olds with all these tropes in it and all these silly humor and all the goofiness to it, do that, but then leave the penises, leave the boob jokes, take the whole shower scene out of it.
Because that was ridiculous.
Because that was silly, and make that movie.
I came in with my hat on so y'all could see my wiener again.
Right, but if you're trying to make a movie for, let's be honest, for 18 to 25, 18 to 30-year-old men,
right,
boys, right?
You definitely need the tits.
Then that shower scene, they all have to be naked. Right?
Push the mic out just a little bit.
Am I too hot?
Yeah.
That shower scene, they all have to be naked, right? And
they did it in Starship Troopers.
Then you got to be over the top. I want every boob joke. I want every penis joke. I want everybody. Not that that's my kind of movie.
It's not necessary, but in that type of movie, that's the trope of the movie.
Pick a lane. Pick a lane. You can't keep both. You can't keep one foot on each side.
Yeah, you can't be. That was my biggest thing. Like, okay, I get it. Maybe, did you want this as a made-for-TV movie? I could see that playing maybe on, like, I don't know, Comedy Central midday, or something like that. But, like,
maybe.
But look, we knew.
Who watches Comedy Central is going to watch this movie?
This is true. But, like, you can agree with me. All right, when we were 15, 16, 17, college age, like, don't listen to this fucking podcast. Like, we talk like that.
Right.
Like, we don't, all these mother effers. Like, come on. Like, you know what? If you, like, I get it. You want to try to convey that your characters are going to say the word fuck. But if you can't do that because you're under the constraints of whatever the market you're trying to place this movie to, you need better writing. It needs to be, like, dialogue, like...
Right.
Pass through like several. Like I'm sure that this there's a process to making a movie, and I understand that.
Right.
And the script writing process is the main part of that. It's the very beginning because it starts with the written word. Okay, it starts with the word on the page.
Right.
And like, if you can't nail dialogue, give it to somebody who can.
Yeah.
Because that was the big thing for me. Like, look, if for whatever reason you can't say motherfucker in a movie because you're trying to keep it clean, well, then you shouldn't be making tit jokes.
Right. Then keep it clean.
Then keep it
make
squeaky
Spy
clean.
Kids, and that's fine.
Or like any of the other Disney or Nickelodeon programs.
Any of those other movies. Right. Right.
Like for like, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Right.
Like when we were kids.
Right.
Like, well, when I was a kid.
Or the Goonies.
Yeah,
when
or
we
the
were
Goonies.
kids.
Dude.
Where this movie gets its name.
And I appreciate the fact that they gave respect and honor to the Goonies.
To the Goonies, yes.
I get
it's
it, man.
a fantastic movie.
It's a perfect,
It's a classic.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It's like The Princess Bride. It's a perfect movie. And, like, you could kind of see where they were getting their influences from the Goonies. I get it.
Sure.
But to that end, either, like, make it an homage or reference it, like, once or twice and then move on and make it be something else.
Right.
Because, like, the challenges that they were given weren't that great.
No, which is fine.
And then the
That's
twist
okay.
at the end, like, I saw that 100 miles coming.
I mean, of course. Look, this movie wasn't a movie you were watching for the plot.
Well, but you know what though? The plot is the thing that keeps it moving along.
Sometimes
that's what you need.
Sometimes it is, and unless
it's a porn, you need no plot, or you need a good plot to keep my attention.
This is where I'm saying it's like, look, was the plot to American Pie really all that good? I mean, it's okay.
Well, the whole plot of that movie was there were however many guys last night of high school they're trying to get laid. That's the plot of the movie,
right.
And that's perfect. This one, it was like, okay, well, there's a guy that died, and they somehow ended up with $1 million, and he didn't. He stole it, but he didn't steal it. It was a contrived plot, like.
Right. This is where, and I think we're on the same page, because this is where I say, like, this thing, it's if you wanted to make Spy Kids or the Goonies, then make that. Or if you wanted to make American Pie, then make that.
Well,
but you can't stand with one foot on each side, and
no.
you just can't. They don't work, and the plot for this movie would have been just fine if your target audience, like I said before, if your target audience is junior high kids, your plot is fantastic.
Well, here's the
Don't
thing.
worry
Here's
about
the thing.
it. You don't really need it.
Well, but then here's the thing, though. If that's the plot of the movie, people have to overcome obstacles in order to get money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's
okay.
How many movies are there out there that have that plot? Okay, so
there's Mad World, which is the greatest of all of those movies.
Right, and there's also Rat Race,
there's which is fantastic.
The Goonies. There's fucking Cannonball Run. All of those movies. There's always those movies that have there's a chase, there's an obstacle.
I haven't seen Cannonball Run in a while.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good movie.
Especially at the very end when they cut all the shit together.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Cannonball Run.
No.
So, sorry. But there are things that, there are many, many things that, I wished... God, see, here's the thing. Now I'm feeling like Padma on fucking Chopped. Well, I know we told you needed to use A, B, C, and D, but what I really wanted was F, and you came nowhere fucking near that. I'm like, bitch, I did not give you a menu. I was given a list of ingredients. This is what I made, motherfucker. That's my biggest problem with Chopped, too. Well, I was hoping for something a little more briny. Bitch, you didn't get a menu.
We've talked before about what my biggest problem with Chopped is, but go on.
I don't think we've ever talked about it on the show.
My biggest problem with Chopped is that every fucking episode I have to hear some story about this guy's on the show because his second cousin has, cousin has 42 kinds of cancer, and his son lost 2 arms, and it's like everything's a fucking sob story. Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah.
I want to see how you make fucking sea urchin and peanut butter into a fucking meal.
With black licorice.
With black licorice. Go.
Oh man. Anyway.
Go on.
But yeah, so I'm sorry.
Boonies.
I'm sorry to the Tri-Shores, but I'm gonna have to say fuck this movie.
Yeah. And if you haven't listened to this podcast before, what you need to understand, if you're first listening to this because we're doing this review, Reuben and I only have 2 ratings. You either get fuck yeah or you get fuck this movie. And I'm go on. I'm with you on this.
Look, it was a solid effort. I give now I sound like a fucking judge on Chopped. But no, it was you know what? I'll give him credit. It was solid.
I needed a little more salt, a little more seasoning.
Salt. Seriously, just a little more. But yeah, so sorry guys, but look, seriously, if you want to give us any more of your movies, if you want notes, we will give you notes.
Yes, if you'd like us to write a review, we could write a review too. However, I'm not sure you want us to write a review for this movie.
No, and here's the thing too. It was an hour and 17 minutes long.
Yes.
It could have been cut down to an hour if they took out 17 minutes of all the slow motion shots.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. So it wasn't just the slow motion shots. I noticed a couple spots where the editing was very awkward. It felt like scenes just bounced from one like the scene just ended and it was very a weird awkward ending, and I wish I could remember specific places, but it was a very weird spot where it was that scene's over,
when they fell through when they were all in the thing and the jocks fell through the laundry chute,
everybody into the laundry chute, right, which was also very awkward for other reasons, but again, I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil this one. This isn't a typical Netflix and chill.
Right.
When we watch Pulp Fiction, we're going to spoil it, but if you haven't seen that 25-year-old ass movie, fuck you.
Right.
Watch that shit and then have fun with us later.
Me spoiling that for you is not my problem at this point.
So,
but
all right.
I agree with you on this one. Unfortunately, I would have to give this a fuck this movie. Again, I appreciate the opportunity, and I would love the opportunity to do this again. This wasn't, even if for me, even if you had gone one of the 2 routes like we talked about, if you'd gone the American Pie or if you'd gone the Spy Kids route, one or the other, neither of those is really, I'm not the right target for that.
Go for either R-rated, sophomore adult humor, or
give me
go
Porky's.
to
give me Porky's or give me the Goonies.
But even Porky's wasn't as great.
Porky's wasn't that great. It doesn't stand up. It doesn't hold. Right. It doesn't hold up. But my point being, pick a lane, and I'm just saying, for me personally, neither one of those is really my lane.
Right.
I sometimes can laugh at the sophomoric stuff. Obviously, the Spy Kids stuff, my kids are way too old. I don't watch any of that stuff. But yeah,
mine aren't old enough for it yet.
Right. But yes, I have to agree with you, and I feel like this missed the mark because it was trying to do two different things that don't mix.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, for
what it's worth, I thought it was decently acted.
It was decently acted. It was decently shot.
It was decently shot. It was an attractive movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was everybody in the movie, I thought, for being the stereotype of what they were, I thought
they were cast well for it.
They were cast well for it.
Like the bitch was totally the bitch.
Totally, yes.
Like she reminded me of like what kind of in like essence, she kind of reminded me of Sweet D from fucking It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Yes, she had a lot of that that same attitude to her, yeah.
And the kid that died that's leading him on this thing kind of reminded me of a crazy cross between Harry Potter and fucking his best friend. Fucking Ron Weasley.
Weasley?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like a ginger Harry Potter.
He was kind of a cross between the two. Yeah. I think they were. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It was casted very very
it was cast
well.
It was yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway.
Hey, it was a good try.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again
Thank
for
you
the
very
opportunity.
much.
Hope we can if we can do it again, that'd be great. If you have any movies where there's like people in like masks of human skin that are like slashing other people to death, that I'm all in.
Or some crazy science fiction shit.
Some crazy science fiction shit. Any apocalyptic thriller, I'm in. I can almost guarantee you're going to get a fuck yeah this movie.
Because that's how we roll. All right, for Netflix and Chill this week, I'm Reuben.
I'm Tom.
Leave Brittany alone.
What?
I fucked it up, dude. It's been
Brittany,
forever.
bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch. Leave Brittany alone. We tag teamed on that shit.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch.